Hi, my name's Alexis, and I'm here to talk to you today about vaccines and why it's important for you as a parent to um, provide your child with vaccines at each stage. Although not every person is educated on vaccines and what they can do, and even the potential side effects that can happen, it's still very important for the healthcare system to provide that information so the parents can make a decision on whether they want it or not, which I'm hoping by the end of this, all parents will want to get their child vaccinated. Um, it's also very important for the healthcare system to provide information on whether the vaccine needs a booster or not and when to come back for that. Most families are misinformed on vaccines and decide not to vaccinate, which not only hurts your child, but it can also hurt others around them that they are playing with who could be immunodeficient, meaning that their immune system's down. And as a child, it usually is not used to things because they're just born or they're younger, so it's not used to all the different diseases that are going on. In order for my body to fight diseases when I was little, my parents made sure that I received all my vaccines as well as any boosters I needed on a timely manner. First off, I'm going to go into some detail about why vaccines are important for younger children. According to the article by King and Hadler, they talk about how vaccines are important as well as new antigens are introduced to the preschool bodies. If you don't know what an antigen is, it is a foreign substance to the body that may introduce the immune response to kick that toxin out of the body before anything else happens. So if it gets worse, you may need to be hospitalized or get a vaccine to help your body fight that off. Also, it is very important to get boosters for certain vaccines on schedule to make sure the child has the full coverage of the disease. So next, I'll provide some information on the different vaccines throughout childhood into the teenage years. I'll just go over it briefly because there's a lot of vaccines. So according to the CDC website, you need a hepatitis B shot at birth and then a second dose and a third dose of that as well. It kind of depends on each vaccine. Some are like 2 months down the road, others could be 3. It really depends on what vaccine it is. So that's why the CDC is a really good website to look at if you do have any questions about the vaccines, or otherwise just ask your doctor for it. There's also the rotavirus in 2 doses. It's a DTaP, it's called, in 4 doses. A Hib vaccine in 3 to 4 doses, depending on how your child takes it, and many more in several doses. And then there's a couple that you only need 1 shot. So the influenza shot, we like everybody to get that every year. It's usually around October. And then there's the measles, mumps, rubella, we call it the MMR. That's in 1 dose, and there's so many more shots. And I know kids do not like going to the doctor and getting shots, but it's very important to help them build up an immune system and keep them healthy. Lastly, I'm going to talk about why being against vaccines can actually harm multiple people. Because it not only, like I said before, it not only harms your child, but it also harms the children that they play with, or can harm their children. By not vaccinating them, it opens up multiple ways to get a disease. You can get it from school. We know in the early stages, every little kid is sick from daycare, and that's just how they build an immune system. But providing them with those vaccines will help them fight off any sickness they have. And then I found an article written by Evreny and Kaplan, I think that's how you pronounce it. It talks about how in 2014 there's a large measles outbreak, and most of the population who initially spread it were the younger children, and that was because the parents intentionally did not get them vaccinated. Now, I know some people do not have health insurance or cannot afford to keep their child safe and getting them vaccinated, but that is why it's very important for those people who can afford it and have insurance to get their kid vaccinated. There's a bunch of news going on around what it causes if you get vaccinated, but all that is very wrong, and that's why people are misinformed and not helping out their children and keeping them safe. It's important to vaccinate so you just protect your child. It's another way of protection. And I hope after hearing my presentation, you did gain some more knowledge on all the different vaccines and how they are helpful for the younger children. I hope that you will consider getting your child vaccinated because I think it is a very important aspect in, like I said many times, keeping them safe and helping them build their own immune system to all the crazy diseases we have in this world. This will not only be a preventative measure for your own child, but it will also keep the children who, like I said before, may not be able to afford the vaccine safe when you kids play with them. I hope you guys learned something today, and if you have any questions, consult your doctors or look at the CDC. Thank you.